All right, we are live again Wednesday at noon. I think we're about a minute late, and lunch with a lawyer, as I promised. I'm gonna try to do this each week with a new guest, and today's guest is Nermana Huskic, the CEO, founder, creator of Ruka, nade. I've known Nermana for a very, very long time, 20 years now maybe, and she's always been an amazing person, and I am not surprised that something great like Ruka, nade came out of that, smart head of yours. So I'm just gonna leave it off here, let Nermana introduce herself a little bit, and then we'll talk a little bit. I'll ask you a few questions about everything and anything.
Hi, Nedim. Thank you for that. That was really nice of you. Nedim's not always nice, so like a big brother. So to hear these words, thank you. As you said, my name is Nermana Huskic, and I'm the founder of Ruka, nade. Also, I finished school at UMSL for social work, so I've been in the humanitarian field for a really long time.
Where'd you go to high school at?
Bayless.
Bayless?
The St. Louis question.
Yeah, you got to get the St. Louis question because everybody wants to know, so where did you go to high school at? My answer is like Realschule Herkenrad. I went to high school in Germany, so when I answer that question, people are looking at me like, are you crazy?
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, but I guess this is the St. Louis question. And so you went to Bayless, a lot of Bosnian American at Bayless.
Yes.
And at that time, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure now it's like 90% of the school is Bosnian, but even at that time we had a big Bosnian community. Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of the epicenter of the Bosnian American community. Bayless, Melville, Lindbergh, Afton. I mean, it's amazing. And so you went Bayless, and then you went to UMSL, social work. And so when did you graduate from UMSL?
Well, I graduated with social work. That was in 2012. Before that, I worked in the dental field. So I finished, I think, 2005, was for dental assisting, then worked on dental hygiene. So now it's social work.
Social work. And then Ruka, nade, when did that happen?
So it became official January 24, 2017. So I've done some of the work before then, but when I came back from Bosnia in 2016, I decided that in St. Louis, we need our own Bosnian nonprofit registered organization so we can get together and work together to help people here and in our, as we would call it, our homeland.
And so you guys, I guess, did the paperwork in 2017, but there was some work done before all that paperwork was completed, right?
Yes. So like I said, that official paperwork registration, that was beginning of 2017, and February 29th, we became the 501c3.
Amazing. So all the donations that people have been giving to your organization, they're tax deductible, right?
Yes. So anybody can claim it on their taxes, anywhere from clothes, to the money donation. Splendid.
So let's talk a little bit about Ruka, nade. What exactly does Ruka, nade do? Tell us a little bit. I mean, I know, but some of our viewers may not know the exact work that you've done so far for the less fortunate amongst us.
Okay, so most people know us about the work that we do in Bosnia. So we'll start here. So in St. Louis, we work with the homeless community as of now. Once a month, we feed about 150 women and children at the shelter, where we have our community bringing food. And we're so fortunate to have Lemons by Bajric provide meat, cook the meat every month for us. And then once a month, we go out in the streets with care packages. And as far as St. Louis, we are in process of having 2 more programs. As we're growing, we want to work with the elderly Bosnian community, especially the ones with PTSD from the war. And then we also want to involve our youth. We feel like, of course, youth is our future, and we need to work with them and get them involved more. So those are going to be our projects here in St. Louis. And of course, overseas, we work with families, with orphans, anywhere from food, school supplies, to building houses, remodeling, livestock, everything that you can think of, we pretty much do overseas. So, and we are growing. We have done a lot at our fundraiser. We will tell everybody exactly what we have done with all of the donations for 2018.
Splendid. So let me go back a little bit. You started with the homeless outreach here in St. Louis. People don't know that, but there's a lot of homeless folks in the St. Louis region.
Yeah. I mean, when we go out on the street, it's anywhere between 50 and 70 people. And this is literally just a downtown area. There is a camp downtown. There's also 2 camps on the east side where people are living in camps or creating kind of like huts. So, but they're still considered homeless. So it's a big problem in St. Louis area that no one is really doing big things, you know.
It's not properly addressed at all.
No.
And as I said, a lot of those folks are trying to hide from the general population, it seems to me.
Yeah.
And right now with these calls out there, I noticed you did some feeding of the homeless yesterday, was it?
Yes, so we went with our sister organization. We always partner up with them, House of Goods. We went last night, and what was it, 25 degrees? We were all freezing for being 2-3 hours out there. And can you imagine someone having to sleep and day in and day out being outside? It's just horrible.
It is horrible, and more needs to be done in that regard. And you guys are doing a wonderful job here locally. Moving on, in your local speech, you mentioned that you are going to be, I guess, expanding and reaching out to the elderly Bosnian American community with post-traumatic stress disorder. A lot of that out there?
Yes, and a lot of our elderly have been abandoned, kind of what we've been seeing. They're to themselves all the time, and so they're reliving the war over and over again. So we want to do as much as we can to do something nice for them to have at least one day in a month where they can relax, they can weave with other people, and forget about, you know, the horrible events that happened in the war.
And PTSD is considered a psychological disorder, and I don't think it's just the Bosnian American community, but I think more so people are trying to hide the issues that you're having internally. They're not coming forward and saying, hey, I'm having all these nightmares, I'm having all these problems. So I think that's wonderful that you guys doing that outreach, and hopefully more people will come out and seek the help that they need. And then the third thing that you mentioned, the youth.
Yes.
I think a lot of our Bosnian American organizations here have tried to reach out to the Bosnian American youth and say, hey, listen, come on out and help out the less fortunate. I think you have been succeeding, as well as JMO with this organization, House of Goods has done a wonderful job attracting young folks to help out. What are any concrete plans with the youth?
Well, I mean, that's still in the work. We have one project that's going to be between Bosnia and here. The whole project has been written out. We're just waiting for the funding, where we would take kids, I say youth, high school and early college, and we will take them to Bosnia. They will do work with me first half of the day with the orphans and the kids, and then the other half of the day it's going to be introducing them to Bosnian culture, Bosnian language, just so that there's that connections between the youth and Bosnia. But again, they will be working with these kids first half of the day, so they will also understand how blessed they are, how their life in here, and hopefully they will take that back home and they will want to start something or get involved more, that this would just be like a beginning for them, and they will continue to help those in need.
And you know, again, people don't probably, unless you've volunteered, you probably don't even know that the feeling that you yourself get, you know, when you help somebody else. So for example, I handle car accident cases here at the office, and, you know, hurt people, injured people will come to me and I'll help them out with paperwork. And it feels good, even though it's my, you know, job at the end of the day. But if you do it on a voluntary basis, that's just something amazing. So if you're not going to do it for somebody else, do it for yourself, I guess, because definitely. It makes you feel wonderful to do that.
Oh my God, yes.
And so that kind of takes me into, you know, you don't know what you have until you see what somebody else is going through and how hard they have it. So I think what you're doing with the kids, taking them over to Bosnia, is amazing. So kind of open up their eyes and then see how much suffering there is over there. And that kind of takes me into your Bosnian project. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, before we start that, because you mentioned when you do something, you get the feeling, and I'll bring up some of the kids that we've had part of our organization, they have come to the homeless event and they have given out the candy and sweets and toys, and then they come home and they want to do more. My niece, for example, she would come to me and say, Tatka, here's these toys, here are these pants. I don't need them. I'm a big girl now. I don't need this clothes. Please give it to those kids that we went and visit. She doesn't, I mean, she's little. She doesn't comprehend homeless shelter, where we were at, but she remembers that, you know, we were there and these kids didn't have anything and they were so excited to get it. So teach them early to get involved and wanting to help. And I'm telling you, these kids are so smart and they have such big hearts that they would definitely want to get involved. And then back to the Bosnian project. Sorry.
That's all right. So, basically, you're saying never too early to get the kids involved.
No, my niece is 4 years old and she comes in, and I mean, it's great. Just have the parent come with them, and you know, we want the little ones to come too. Yeah, for sure. And in Bosnia, you know, where it goes again with the kids, you know, whenever you do something, there's no money in the world that can pay you more than the hugs that you get. I remember this girl, I will always remember her. I took the whole family to the store to buy everything, and I told her to get a doll. I kept seeing her, she kept looking at the Frozen stuff, you know, a backpack Frozen. So I said, buy a Barbie doll or a Frozen doll or whatever. And her mom's like, no, do not. Like, they have already given us, you know, this is not fair, no. And so she's like, no, thank you, I don't want it. So I go and I get the doll and I give it to her and I tell her mom, like, no, this is okay. You know, I want her to have it from me. And she just gave me the biggest hug in the world. And I started crying. We all started, I'm going to cry again.
Don't do it, because you're going to get me crying as well, because this is not going to be, there's going to be a wet show then. So it's not going to be, you know, don't do that.
Sorry, I'm a big softie. So just that hug, and then later on, when I visit them again, like a follow-up, they showed me a letter that she wrote in school. They had an assignment, what you want to do when you grow up, or who's your role model. And she wrote, I want to be like Nermana to help everybody. And again, that was a wet show.
That is amazing. It's one of those, you know, and then you see a lot of that. And that's why I think it's important for everybody to get involved, you know, and again, see the difference that you're making with that little child, you know, the little, you know, ripples, the waves that may be coming from that child. But again, a lot of us are so, how am I going to put it, materialistic in this.
True.
In the United States, everybody is running after, you know, a bigger car, bigger house, bigger this, bigger that. But I think internally, you know, you're just not getting that happiness. And at the end of the day, all we want is also to be happy, be it with a big house or a small house or big car or a small car. And this is your opportunity to get involved and kind of get that feeling of having helped a child in Bosnia, having helped a homeless person here in the United States, having fed somebody that doesn't have a whole lot to eat, like, you know, fortunately we all do. So, yeah. I mean, that's just amazing work that you've done. And so you are planning on going back this year again, correct?
Yes, right after the fundraiser.
Okay.
So that's how we do. We do the fundraiser, and we don't want the people to sit and wait years, you know, to see for the project to be done. So as soon as the fundraiser is done, I'm packing. My bags are actually packed already.
Splendid.
I packed a month ago because I knew we were going to be busy. But I'm going to Bosnia, and we're going to start with the refugees. Mm-hmm. So we have different donations that have come to us for the refugees, for the medicine, for different things. And then the fundraiser is going to be for the kids, which will include the children at the orphanage, children with one parent. There's a lot of that in Bosnia. There's a lot of single dads in Bosnia. This is something that really shocked me. There's so many single parents. Either, you know, someone has left the family because they don't want to be in poverty anymore, or diseases. I mean, I think 1 in 4, someone has a cancer. It's like 1 in 4 in Bosnia. It's, you know, and young people. So there's a lot of kids with one parent, or even if they have 2 parents, one is going through a terminal illness. So this fund is fundraiser. These funds will go towards those children.
So there are different things that people can kind of donate to, or say, hey, listen, this is where I want my money to go, this is where I want my help to go, and that's amazing. Let's go back. So last year you guys had a very successful fundraiser, and then that money was dispersed mostly to homeless Bosnia and all that stuff. And then how much was raised last year?
Okay, so correction.
All right.
So when we raised the funds, that directly only went to kids at the orphanage. So we don't mix the funds. We have a different money that we will get in for homeless, but the fundraiser we raised $55.50. That was including like the T-shirts and collage or cakes.
It's all right. I think we all understand what you're trying to say. It's all good.
And the drinks and, the baskets and the whole donation. So all together, it came out to a really weird number, $55.50. And that all was spent on the children that are at the orphanage. Now, throughout the year, we keep getting donations. We have people who are donating monthly. That's how it's helping us do all these other projects. But the $55.50, that went to just the kids at the orphanage.
Amazing. So the fundraiser is coming up soon as well. Yes. You've been busy with that, and I've seen, it just flew by, didn't it? So tell people about the fundraiser, what they can do, how they can get involved. If they can't make it to the fundraiser, what they can do to help. So
I want to say thank you to everybody that has been donating for Giving Tuesday. That's also going to go to the same funds that we are collecting for the kids. We were just doing that so that people who can't come to the fundraiser, but anytime you want to donate, you can go to on our website, www.rukanade.org/donate, or just rukanade.com or .org, and you can see all the projects that we're doing. You can send us a check if you would like, and it has to be written to Rukanade, and you can send it to 8808 South Grand, 63125, or come to the fundraiser. We really want our community to come. Last year, we were so blessed. We had over 700 people that showed up. We were not prepared. We were prepared for maybe 200, and then we were really pleasantly surprised. We have a lot of volunteers, but anybody who would like to volunteer to help us throughout that day, please do come. We'll have a lot of activities for the kids. We'll have things for the adults. So we want to make sure that there's something for everyone. We don't want the kids to be bored. And that goes back to involving the kids and the youth. We always think about them. So if they come to our fundraiser and they remember the event as being fun, there was something there with them, then if their parents said, hey, let's go do a project with Ruka Nade, they're like, oh my God, I remember, they had balloons, they had this. So they will come. And as they're growing, they will have some connection with us so that we can keep them on the right path and keep them, volunteering. So also, since we are a nonprofit, if anybody needs community service hours, we can do that. Internships, just let us know. You can write to us on Facebook or Instagram, write us a message if you want to help out throughout the fundraiser. I think so far as the big things, Bajric, again, it's an amazing family who has helped us so much. They have donated the hall last year or last time, and then this time as well. And we have our singers and musicians from St. Louis also coming to volunteer. Community making baskets, cakes. We've had people sponsor the drinks, water and soda and things. And we have our T-shirts now. Right. Rep your city. Like these T-shirts, it'll have our logo in the front and the back. You will just tell us what city you're from. And we're taking those orders till the 30th. So just few days if you wanted to have it by the fundraiser. If you want it later, we can take them anytime. But just write us a message. Tell us your size, hoodie or T-shirt, and what city. Because Zvornik is beating everybody. I couldn't say the other word.
I think somebody commented something about Zvornik down here. There it is. Dino just saying, since she's from Zvornik, she makes us from there look good. I think she makes all of us Bosnian Americans look good, my friend. And then Sanita is saying, can you make it public, please? Oh, yeah, I tried to do it in the beginning. I totally forgot about it because Nermana was so amazing talking. And let's see here. We need more big-hearted people like Nermana here in St. Louis. Yes, we do, and in particular the youth. You know what I'm saying? So we can get this moving forward. And then El Medina is in Mexico. Well, hi, El Medina.
Hi, El Medina and Amina from Mexico.
Hi to you too, seriously. So, Sarita, we will make this public so you can share this one on here. Best way for people to get in touch with you: Facebook, email, phone number?
My phone number and my email and all of that information is on Facebook. So they can, or, Nermana Huskic at rukanade.org. Anywhere on our social media, even though I don't handle all of them, I see all of them. So just let us know any way that you feel like it, or like I said, you can text us or call us. The number is on there.
It's amazing. Yeah, you do have an amazing team assembled around you. Amazing people.
Yes.
Everybody is, working hard. You guys have accomplished a lot. And so, again, calling out everybody to come out and support. Coming up soon again, as I said.
The 9th at 5 o'clock. And before we wrap this up, I want to say thank you to my team, my young, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, mostly ladies in our team, but we take guys too. We're not discriminating. But thank you guys for everything that you do. I appreciate you so much. I couldn't do anything without you, and I couldn't do anything without the community. So when someone says, oh, you're doing a great job, well, it's not just me. It's my whole team that are putting their children, their families, their jobs, everything aside so we can make this happen. So thank you guys, all of you.
Thank you, team. We're going to be wrapping it up here. So again, Nermana, thank you for being with us today. And oh, yeah, that's a little
we got a donation.
Little something, so it's no big deal. No big deal. You guys are doing an amazing job again. So once again, thank you everybody for being with us. Please share this live cast if you can, so more people will know about it, more people will show up. And if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Nermana. And we'll be talking to you soon. And have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Have a safe week and stay safe.
Stay warm.
Yeah, that's true.